On this episode of the Brilliant Humans podcast, I'm joined by Siobhan Dodd, sign language interpreter, mum, and an award-winning comedian who is deeply passionate about disability inclusion and championing the deaf community. Siobhan hosts the Following Through podcast, an anti-lifestyle podcast about overcoming challenges in difficult circumstances, along with some very honest stories about defecating, no pun intended. Outside of work, Siobhan loves to sing, particularly on the tube late at night, enjoys sharing a drink with audience members after gigs, and is fond of travel, hedonism, and a good episode of EastEnders. And if that wasn't enough, she once auditioned for The X Factor, where Simon Cowell made her cry. Today, she's here to talk about the person who first saw what she needed, encouraging her creativity, helping her find her voice, and quietly shaping the path that led her to where she is today. I can't wait to dive into this one. So, hello, Siobhan.
Hello, Jonathan Griffiths. This is very exciting, isn't it?
I'm very excited. As a comedian, did you appreciate my defecating joke?
Oh,
no pun intended.
That's deaf, because I work with deaf people.
Defecating.
Do you see what
Was
he's
that
done
clear?
there, the public? I mean...
I don't think it really works if you have to explain the joke. But you're the professional, you tell me.
Well, sometimes the explanation of the joke can make it funnier. You can workshop it with your audience and be like, hey, see what I did there? No, that's great. That's great. It never occurred to me, actually, to do that joke.
No, and when you sent the description, and I've listened to your podcast and it's amazing and people should absolutely listen to it. It's about, I didn't really want to say pooing yourself in the intro, but effectively that's what it is. Tell us a bit more about the podcast.
So we have a different topic. Well, my friend Alex's idea, Alex Love is another comedian, and we have a different topic every week. And we have different guests. So if it's just the two of us, we've discussed things like learning to drive. So what it's like to follow through with learning to drive and our stories there. And at the end of every episode, there is a section called Shit or Miss, where we read out a story, often submitted by a member of the public, and they explain the story about a time where they possibly did or didn't shit themselves. And what we do is they talk through the story, they build it up, and then we stop at a certain point and go, right, what do you think happened next? And either me and Alex will discuss it, or if we have a guest, then we'll discuss with the guest, do you think it was a shit or do you think it was a miss? And it's a lot of fun.
And you and Alex famously, and having listened to it, you famously kind of disagree on what is classified as shitting yourself.
Yes, we do. Because he believes, he's a purist, a shit purist. So he believes that the defecation has to be on your clothes. He thinks the shit has to be in your pants or in your trousers. It has to be on your person. Whereas I think that if you squat down next to a bush or in the middle of the road, that's shitting yourself. Anywhere that isn't a toilet is shitting yourself. So we have real disagreement. We didn't just find this out.
And you don't know this because I haven't told you this, but I was once listening to an episode when I was flying to a business trip.
Amazing.
And when I got to the business trip, I raised this very debate with my colleagues. Yeah. So we've all had that conversation.
And what did they say?
Well, amazingly, it divided the room.
Did it?
So yeah, of course it did. But after the episode, I will tell you where I stand. But
okay.
But look,
interesting. Can we be friends?
Thank you so much for coming on. You are so busy. You're, like you say, you're a mum, you're a comedian, you're an interpreter. Life is hectic, and you've given up your time to come on and talk about what I think is just a brilliant person from what I've read. So let's dive into it. Who is your brilliant human, Siobhan?
Well, thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited. I've always thought you're fabulous. I love your podcast. I listen to this podcast a lot. And I've always thought you're fabulous, Jonathan. And we haven't actually had a chance to chat in many years other than some banter over Facebook about CBeebies.
We both love CBeebies.
We do. We love a bit of CBeebies. It's a shame my children are getting too old for it now.
No, it won't stop me. Don't worry.
My brilliant person is my mother. Unfortunately, she won't let me use her name. She wants it to be anonymous. And I asked her initially if I could do it. And then she was like, yeah. And then as I was planning it, she went, no, don't do a podcast about me. I was like, Mother, I'm planning it. Come on, I want to do one about you. But she says it has to be anonymous. So yeah, my mum.
That's okay. Your mum. Well, look, we will definitely keep her anonymous. I think there's something really interesting about that because we were talking a little bit before and I was telling you about all the sort of themes that keep coming up, the same consistent personality types that keep coming up out of Brilliant Human. And humility is absolutely one of them.
Yes.
But it sounds like your mum is just too humble for her own good. So let's celebrate her.
Yeah.
viciously and vicariously today, and she can listen to
Yes.
this and squirm. So,
Yeah.
look, I mean, sometimes I ask, how did you first meet your brilliant human? But clearly, we don't need to go into
I
that.
tried to
But
kill her. Me and my twin sister tried to kill her as we came
right,
out
go into
8
that.
weeks early. No,
Right,
that's it really.
okay, wow.
Twins.
Yeah, well, you are a
Yeah.
twin. So, I
Yeah.
mean, look, talk about her. Just if you were describing your mum,
Yeah.
how would you describe her?
Well, it's funny because I'm gonna talk about sort of a lot of the things that she's done for me and how she supported me, but it could sound like she's got supporting character energy, and she doesn't. And like what you say, humble. It's like I don't think people would necessarily like. She's not quiet. Um, she's a singer and musician as well. There's lots of like she would always like plan parties and be a magnificent host, which I'm going to get into. Um, but yeah, there's a lot to say. I don't know where. Oh, should I start with talking about what impact she had on me and the stuff she did for me,
I would love that. Yeah, I'd
and
love
then
to
talk
hear
about her
because
objective
I
brilliance?
mean, yeah, you're again. I mean, for the listeners, we met years and years ago when we
Oh,
were
we
in a
did.
youth theatre group,
Yes,
and I
yes,
just remember you are one of those people that I can still. I don't remember a lot of people in that group, but I can still
yeah,
remember you and your twin,
yeah.
and you just have this amazing spark,
Oh,
and clearly
bless you.
that comes from somewhere. So yeah, how does she impact you
Well,
personally?
yes, I think it probably does come from there. But what's weird, right? When you asked me to come on a podcast and to choose a person, I was racking my brains about it. And I thought, oh, who shall I do? Who shall I do? Shall I do my grandparents? Because my grandfather was a GP in Northern Ireland and my grandmother was a Samaritan through the Troubles. And I said, oh, and they gave me my mum and she gave a massive impact on me. And then I thought, well, hang on a minute. They're brilliant, but they didn't impact me as much as my mum. Why wouldn't I do my mum? And it made me realize that maybe I've gone 41 years not properly appreciating my mum, and that there is a prolific problem in society where we don't appreciate our mothers. And motherhood is so thankless. There's so much shit you have to go through, and you're just expected to just do it. It's expected a standard that you're going to do all the sacrifices. And yet, if you make a single mistake, it's like, oh, they bring it up in therapy, oh, toxic mother. So it kind of made me realize that we need to appreciate our mothers more, and that it's weird that it took me so long to pick my mum. Um, but yeah, sorry, what
And
was
I
I
had
saying?
no, no,
Yeah,
no. I think this is really valid because actually,
yeah.
I was listening to. I went to a talk and there was a therapist, a very experienced therapist,
Ah,
talking, and she said, funnily enough, she said, actually, what you'll find is when people get praise from their fathers, it
yeah,
lands a lot more impactfully
yeah. Oh,
because, particularly with
wow.
men, because they are desperate for their father's affection
Right.
because your mum just gives it to you just
Yes.
unconditionally from
Yeah.
the moment, they're carrying you. So
Mm.
therefore it's almost taken for granted. And that's exactly what you're just
Exactly.
saying.
Exactly, exactly. And that's why I thought if I talk about my mum, then it also hits on that wider problem that we have as a society. And it might
Yeah.
encourage people to listen and just think about all the things their mothers have ever done for them. Count it all up. Like the laundry, the money, the
Growing you.
sacrifices, growing you, exactly, the
I
actual
mean, just that minor
birthing.
thing of growing you and
Yeah. I mean,
going
we
through the
could
most horrific moment of birthing you. As you say, 8 weeks
exactly.
early, nearly killing you. So,
Yeah, exactly. The blood clots. You know what I mean? Like, yes. Yeah, they should just tot it all up and then go, oh, yeah, actually, maybe everyone owes everything to their mothers.
yeah.
But
Well, let's get into
yeah,
it. Let's celebrate
yes,
both our mums because again,
yes,
if my mum's listening, I definitely don't,
yeah.
appreciate her as much. So maybe this will inspire me to pick up the phone or write. Someone said the other day, someone said, I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful about writing them a letter. Just write them a
Oh,
thank you
do you
letter.
know
And I
what?
thought, yeah, I might
Yes.
do that.
Well, that's one way my mum is brilliant, is that she goes to a dinner party. She'll always send a thank you card to the host. And that's just not
Lovely.
like those small acts you were talking about, small acts of
Yeah,
kindness being what we need to see more in the world. Kindness and appreciation. If someone's created something or someone's done something, for God's sake, show them you appreciate it. These days we all just
absolutely.
absorb stuff
I know.
and we
Just
never
yeah,
say,
I think we're partly is we're just running through life at a million miles an hour.
yes, yes, juggling
And
a
like
million
you say, like
balls.
I mean, I think about we're recording this in January, but we've
Yeah.
just come out of Christmas, and I think of the lack of Christmas cards that one now sends and
Yes.
receives. And
Yeah.
actually, they're really beautiful, aren't they? They're a
Yeah.
beautiful thing to
Yeah.
get a Christmas card, and we just don't do that anymore because we're too busy. But it
Yes,
sounds like I bet your mum
absolutely.
sends lots of Christmas cards.
Yes, she still has a hard address book and she'll still send out the Christmas cards. Yeah, absolutely. And then receive them. And it's so important.
Yeah,
But no, well, I'll go into what there's the stuff that she's specifically done for me.
yeah, love
So
that.
first of all, obviously we were 8 weeks early. I had a lack of oxygen to the brain. And then as we were developing, obviously she's got my older sister and then me and my twin. She noticed that I wasn't quite developing at the right level as my sisters. And so she kind of got me seen by the doctors. And then I got an EHCP. So she fought to kind of have me. I'm clearly neurodiverse as the day is long, but neurodiversity didn't really exist in the 90s or the 80s. So I don't
And
have.
what does EHCP stand for?
Oh, sorry. It's education, health and care plan. That's the new label. It used to be a
Yes.
statement back when we were growing up.
Yeah,
Not that
yeah.
we're that old, viewers. um, we are quite old, but we
We
still
are
look
quite
fabulous,
old
so
now, but
it
that's
doesn't
okay.
matter. So basically, she saw that I was sort of developing differently, and she fought for me to sort of have extra support at school. There was one child psychologist that said I was autistic. They said I had autistic tendencies, and then someone else was like, "That's a typo. It should be artistic tendencies," which I think I do. Um, and then she fought to have me not in a special school. They were fighting to have me go to a special school for autistic kids, but instead she fought to have me in a mainstream school just with a TA, with a teaching assistant helping me. So that was the first thing. Then when I was 8, I was the giant in the whole school production of Jack and the Beanstalk. And prior to this, you might find this hard to believe, Jonathan, but I was a really weird kid, right? Really weird. I used to go around with my hood up, not talking to anyone, sometimes going in
Right.
the corner and acting out Michael Jackson videos. Like
Okay. Sure.
I was always really, really eccentric. And then suddenly I become the giant on stage, and I'm the youngest kid to have a main part in this play. And my mum's like, "Oh, hang on a minute. There's the key to that child." That's how we make her a little bit more acceptable to society, a bit less strange. So then she enrolled me and my sisters in Yvonne Arnaud Youth Theatre, which is, of course, where we met.
Exactly. In Guildford.
In Guildford, absolutely. I can't remember how old we were when we met, but we were definitely teenagers, weren't we? Like
Yeah, we
15
were
or something?
teenagers. We were
Yeah.
doing our Lambda exams. And
With
actually
Andrew.
that's one of my first memories of you was going up
Yeah.
to London. And I
Oh,
didn't really know,
yes!
because you were like, because again, just to explain it, there was sort of the core group of you that had been doing kind of
Yeah.
the even on, and I came from a different theatre group.
Yeah.
I was like the new sort of the outsider slightly. But we went up
Yeah.
to London to do our Lambda exams, and there was this core group, and I just remember being so in awe of your fearlessness. And look, I mean, coming back to your mum there, like, so at this point, she's potentially got an autistic child
Yeah.
that they want to send to a special school, which is just okay.
Mm.
But she's not shy. She's not embarrassed about it. She's gone, actually, I'm going to put you on stage and let you be who you
Yeah.
are completely.
Well, that was
I
at
mean,
school, so I don't know if she had a choice. But yeah, but
but she
afterwards
decided to, like, put you out there
in
rather than
Yvonne Arnaud
hide you
Youth
away.
Theatre.
Where, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess some people would have gone, oh, no, the world, you don't see the world. The world's big and scary. She was like, go and
Yeah.
see the world.
Well, she
And what do you
realised
think,
that I
what did that
needed
meant
it.
to you?
It was amazing. Like, she realised that actually at school I was a weird kid, but going into Yvonne Arnaud Youth Theatre, that unlocked something in me. And actually, we then did Yvonne Arnaud through all of our secondary school and the end of primary school. And we had 3 classes a week. And we lived about half an hour from Guildford, a half an hour drive. So she would drive us, and my dad, they'd drive us into Guildford 3 nights a week. We'd do one-to-one tuition with Andrew Charles, where we did the Lambda exams. And I mean, sometimes she wouldn't go home. She'd just hang about all day whilst we did our drama and drive us back. Like, it was
Yeah.
a lot of sacrifice, a lot of waiting around. And obviously I'm bringing my kids
Yeah.
up in London. They can get an Uber. Like, God, I wouldn't be that selfless. I'd be like, yeah, I've got a gig. Here's your Uber. Bye. So that meant the world, because actually at school I was a weird kid, but having Yvonne Arnaud meant that I had friends outside. I wasn't just a weird kid there. I was popular, and I had friends that I'm still friends with now. I'm like, look, like we're in touch
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
meeting. So it was really formative, and it was a really important part of my identity. So that kind of looked after the performer in me. Then, as we were getting older, age 16, do you remember how all the teenagers in Guildford had weekend jobs and everyone worked in shops? Now, I seem to recall you'd just go around town in Guildford on a Saturday, you'd see different people in different shops. And I wanted a job. I wanted in on this teenage illegal labour market. So I went round different shops giving out my CV. And as you remember, I was a weird kid. So I had like spoons in my hair. black lipstick and a toy sword attached to me. And I was going around all these shops trying to get a Saturday job. And then my mum comes in one day with an advert in the paper and says, Siobhan, you know, you're good with kids and you're good with like people with disabilities. There's an advert here for play worker for a charity called Disability Challenges, which is a charity in Guildford, a play centre. And she said, why don't
Shall
you
I blow your
apply?
mind?
Go.
Jen Dearman, who is the current CEO of Challenges, is
Oh,
going to be on this podcast.
no way. Oh
She is,
my
yeah.
God.
So I met with her. She's an amazing woman. She's coming on this podcast. So Challenges, and my friend Nick used to work at Challenges, and
No.
they're an amazing
Oh.
charity. Amazing charity.
That was my first job, like age
Wow.
17, no, 16, a week before I turned 17. My
Yeah,
17th
yeah.
birthday was my second shift there.
Amazing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. So my mum recommended it. I got the job. And of course, that's where I started seeing children using sign and basic Makaton. So I said to my mum, oh, I'm interested in the signs that these children are using. Can I apply? Can I do an evening course in Guildford College? There was an evening course on Thursday evenings. And she said, yeah, took me for an interview, paid for the course. And then she would take me there every Thursday. We'd meet in Debenhams for a coffee. And then she'd drive me to Guildford College. And she'd sit in the cold car park because I think the cafe was closed. She'd sit there while I did my class. And then I'd come back out. And like that was, so yeah, I did that every Thursday from the age of, 17 when I was at college. And at that time, you know, where you apply for UCAS to do like your different university applications. Before I started the sign language course, I'd already applied for a load of drama schools because I wanted to be an actress, darling, don't you know? So I'd send off my thing, all these acting degrees, and I wasn't getting much luck because acting is brutal and they base everything on 4 minutes of a monologue rather than the qualifications or anything like that. So I wasn't having much luck. And then my mum said, well, look, why don't you go back and change your options and maybe think about doing something else, think about doing some university courses. So I said, all right. I sat down, I looked at all the courses and I found one, theatre arts education and deaf studies, which was theatre and sign language. And I was like,
Wow.
oh, well, actually, I have just started doing sign language and I like it. I felt quite passionate about it. So UCAS let me add that on to my options. And then, of course, that's where I went. I then met a load of deaf people. Like learning sign language, it wasn't just my job. Like I'm part of a community, I'm part of a culture. And it's a great privilege to be part of that community and culture. And I've got a lot of great deaf friends as well. So it's more than a job. It's a way of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like, I suppose, that last bit of Mama Dodd intuition being like, why don't you
Wow.
change your options? And then I do that. So it's like, well, choosing my brilliant human who's had the most impact on me, it has to be my mum. Because, you know, I'm an
Absolutely.
interpreter, I'm a comedian. I wouldn't be those things if she hadn't guided me towards
Yeah.
them. Yeah. But, you know, I'm privileged to have access to that community, which I
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
have. Had my mum, I mean, my mum could have easily gone, you know what? No, you focus on your exams. Don't be doing an evening class in sign language while you're doing your A levels. She could have easily done that.
Yeah, of
Or said, actually,
course.
can't afford it. Sorry, can you save up? And I probably would have gone, no, I want to go on holiday because I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So I might not
No,
have saved the
wow.
money. So it was very, yeah, I think, you know, she says it's just what any mother would do. But like I say, my kids will be getting an Uber.
Yeah. I don't think it is what I think again, we're
Yeah.
very lucky when we have amazing people around us. We do kind of
Mm.
take them for granted and they
Yeah.
are so humble. But so you
Yeah.
mentioned that she was fluent in Spanish. What did she do for a living then?
Oh, yes. So sorry, her objective brilliance. So she, I mean, she did lots of different things, but her background, she was is the oldest of 7 growing up in Northern Ireland. So I think maybe her mother's intuition comes from looking after all her siblings. I think my grandparents were a lot harsher on her. By the time it came to the 7th, they were really relaxed. So my poor mum got a rough deal there. She was a secretary. She trained as a secretary. And she worked many different things over the years, but her last job was international student advisor. And when she was growing up, she used to want to be a party planner, inspired by Petra the Party Maker from Bunty comic.
Oh, yeah. Wow, okay.
So she used to say how she wanted to be a party planner. And actually, she kind of did go on to do that because as an international student advisor, she'd organise the welcome events. Like she'd make little welcome packs for all the students and do all these little thoughtful touches. And she planned loads of parties over the years, obviously in work life and conferences and stuff, but also for us. And that really had a big impact on me because she would plan these parties and she'd always do like a customized song for people. Oh yeah, because she was a singer. Sorry, I should mention she was a singer and
Oh,
musician. She
wow.
had a band. Well, not professionally. I don't think she ever did it professionally, and neither did my dad. Like my dad was a guitarist, and
Yeah.
we were in a band together for many years. But before that, my mum and my dad started a choir when we were small. I asked her about it. She said, well, your dad played guitar and he wasn't playing guitar because we were just so busy with small kids. So with their next door neighbour at the time, they made a choir called the Parsfield Singers, and there was about 30 people locally. Yeah, it was a big choir.
Wow. Oh,
Initially,
okay. I thought you meant it was like a few people.
no, it was a massive choir with like
Wow.
harmonies and a couple of. My dad played guitar and another guy played guitar, and my mum took over as the conductor when the neighbour who she started it with left. And then when we moved to our house in Grayshot, it was a bigger house. She could fit everywhere. They didn't need to hire a hall in Parsfield anymore, hence the name Parsfield Singers. So the choir would come to our house, and they would rehearse downstairs in the lounge
Wow.
every 2 weeks, and we'd just be going up to bed, and we'd hear this music. You'd go to sleep with this. We put us. I mean, now I'm a mum. Bedtime is so chaotic. I could not imagine hosting a choir. My house is not tidy enough to host a choir
Oh, no.
every 2 weeks.
You're listening to the Brilliant Humans podcast, where, here's the catch, no one is talking about themselves, only the brilliant human who has changed their life. If you've got someone you'd like to celebrate, drop us a note at brillianthumanspodcast@gmail.com.
She really instilled in us that parties are very important, and it's really important to celebrate life. And not only that, within these parties, you have to do something that brings everyone together. Like there needs to be a focal point. So one thing that she would always do is customized songs. So anyone whose celebration it is, she would take the lyrics of a song and change it and make it relevant to them. So I still remember for her 50th, it was, I bet you wish you were pushing 50. For her 40th, both my parents, they would have joint parties a lot of the time because of when their birthdays were. But the 40th, it was, help, I need somebody, help, I need a younger body. And I even
For
remember...
a 40th? Oh my
for the
word, that
40th,
kills
I know,
me.
it's a depressing, isn't it? I know.
Thank you.
I thought they were so old at the time.
I know.
No, we had our 40th in 2024, and we did a customized song as well. It's just what we do
Amazing.
now. She did one
So
of
she said,
Parsfield's...
so
Yeah,
she
sorry.
sounds like she just loves being around people, as well as
Yeah.
helping people. She just loves people. And again, is that part of her
Yes.
brilliance?
Yes, absolutely. And about nurturing those connections, and about making these memories and doing these thoughtful touches like the songs, because that's the stuff that people remember. And I suppose if you think about life like, I'm going to try for a metaphor, it might fail.
I'm excited.
You're excited. I'm going to try and do this. I might mess it up. Like life is like a big bit of fabric, just a random flowing fabric. And these parties, these memories are like tent poles that you
Mm.
sort of hang the fabric on, that kind of make it all make sense.
Yeah.
Like give it shape
But
and meaning.
But I've talked a lot on this podcast about community and about,
Yes.
celebrating humans. And we do need community. And that is being,
Yeah.
eroded at a rate of knots because we're so,
Yes.
like I say, one, we're so busy. Two,
Mhm.
just the erosion of community centres, community groups are closing at a rapid
Yep.
rate.
Yep.
And I think she's right. I think there's something really important in you use the word connections.
Yes. Yeah. And she still does that now. Like she's chair of the Art Society. Oh, I won't say where because she wants it to be anonymous.
Oh, yes.
But
I think people are going to piece this together. I mean, surely a quick Google, they're going to find this anyway. But that's
I know,
okay.
look, no, but she definitely instilled that sense of community because
Yeah.
it is really important.
Yeah. And look, and without, without labouring the point too hard,
Mm.
I mean, you sort of have taken that party mantle and you carry it on because I see it, you share that you make a real effort with your kids' parties.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I think you're very good at bringing communities together, even on social
Yeah.
media.
Thank you. I think she's instilled that.
Mm.
Things like the customized songs, like me and my sister, 2024, it was basically divvying it up between us, being like, who's doing this party? Who's doing that one? For my husband's 40th, I changed the Bon Jovi song Blaze of Glory to Dave of Glory. So definitely got
He's a
that.
lucky man. I hope
He's
he
a
knows
really
that.
lucky man. But what I haven't got is my mum's ability to cater. She'd do these parties and she could cater. She could suddenly like feed a village. Whereas I'm like, I can't do that. I get very flappy with food and drink. So I'll write you a song, but don't make me pass you a spring roll.
Yes.
But people think brilliance is like when I said to my mum about this podcast, she was like, "Oh well, come on, I'm not brilliant," because I think people think brilliance is accolades or achievements or
Mm.
qualifications or these really big gestures. But actually, these small, thoughtful touches, like my graduation, she found an old rag doll I used to be very attached with. And she turned up my graduation with a box and she'd found the rag doll and made a graduation outfit for it.
Wow.
She'd even
I
done a little
love that.
graduation ceremony on her own, apparently.
But you've hit upon
Oh,
something there. You're
mm,
so right. It's actually, if you think about most of the interactions we have that are positive and mean stuff for us. I
yeah,
mean, yes, in life you have the big moments, of course
you
you
do.
do. But actually, the majority of our moments with brilliant people are the small things.
Yeah. And that's the
And
stuff you
it's the
remember.
compound impact of that, I
Yeah.
think, which actually makes the difference in this world.
Yeah.
And you're
And the
so
pivotal
right.
bit. Yeah, it is. It's you can't get the big brilliance without the small little things. And it's really just about being thoughtful, isn't it? Just thinking
Yeah.
about people on an individual basis. But the party
Yes.
thing, one of the major influences, right, was this influence on parties and this instillment of how important it is to celebrate and have these pivotal moments led me and my sisters to organize a surprise 60th for my parents. And this was an amazing night. It was a magical, beautiful evening. And 4 weeks later, my dad died unexpectedly.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, look,
Yeah.
it's hard not to tell the story without this moment in your life and her
Of
life as
course.
well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as much as you want to share, so 4 weeks later, you had this incredible party, and then 4 weeks
Yeah.
later, was it I mean, I guess it sounds
Aneurysm.
like it was very sudden.
Yeah, very sudden, very unexpected. And, it totally ripped us apart. Like, it was
Yeah,
awful. Like, our world's just totally, world was like blown up. However,
yeah.
amongst all the despair and the devastation, we all just kept saying, thank God we had that party.
Mm,
Because my dad knew he was loved, he knew he was appreciated, he knew he was celebrated. And I mean, it was a lot for a lot of people, including me. The party was the last time we saw him. The people really rallied around us when he died. Like we had so much love, and it was really quite it was awful time. Obviously, our lives turned upside down, but it was also a really magical time because we were so looked after. And I think one of the reasons would be because my mum would always rally around people, and she was always there. And I remember her saying to me, "No man is an island." And actually, still, she'd never lived on her own before until my dad died. Like she'd even had a roommate at uni, so she was like, "Oh, I've literally never been on my own." And since 2012, like she has been, yeah, she has been. Lives very near my sister though, so that's great, and she looks after the
mm.
grandchildren a lot. But yeah, so she's managed, and she's said, "I'm not going to turn down any invites, and I'm going to take everyone up on their offers of help." And and she did, and I think she kept nurturing those connections, and because of doing that, it's made a very difficult time probably less difficult. And
Yeah.
I think there's sort of a lesson in there.
I'm going to think about that quote, and
Mm,
and I use this phrase on another one of the episodes, but it's
mm,
about having foul weather friends. And
mm,
it's actually in those moments when you need people and they come out and they just wrap their arms around you and they kind of go, "Look,
yeah,
we're here. We're here for
yeah,
you. However you
yeah,
need us." And that's only going to happen if you nurture connections.
mm,
And I know
yeah,
this is about your mum, and obviously we're hearing about the impact she's had on you, but you said something there which again, I really am thinking about as I get older, and that is
mm.
actually just bloody tell the people you love them.
Yes, and that's the thing because
And
we had this
and
for my dad. Like
and
he
and,
knew
and
it.
like you say, he
Yeah.
knew it. And
Even
and you
though he was died 20 years, 30 years too early, like he was an
oh,
untimely
way
death,
too
just
early.
turned 60,
Yeah,
like healthy guy,
yeah,
but actually he still knew.
yeah,
So that meant that we then didn't have any regrets.
exactly.
There was no doubt. And my dad, like, we did a memorial concert for him a year later. Like we packed out Hazelmere Hall. We hired a hall and we did a concert. And then as we were doing it, we suddenly got a bit self-conscious as we were sort of preparing stuff. My mum went, "You know what? Anyone would think he'd won the Nobel Prize. He was just a nice guy who played guitar."
But why are we not celebrating? Why are we not taking?
Exactly.
I say, we say
Exactly.
this all the time. Like we sort of
Yeah.
waste eulogies on the people that have left us, and why don't we
Yes.
celebrate just great,
Yeah.
lovely, normal people? I think
And
that's
that's why this
perfectly
podcast is
acceptable.
great. That's why the podcast is great, because you're celebrating people. It gives you a chance to celebrate people before they go, or even if they have gone, you just celebrate them further.
Yeah,
And actually, we don't say enough. And we said to celebrate normal people. Everyone celebrates celebrities
yeah.
or people who have those big accolades and sort of big credits, but actually celebrate the small stuff. Celebrate the little impacts that people have on your life.
Yeah, and it's funny, isn't it? Because we celebrate the celebrities, we invite them onto podcasts to talk
Yeah,
about how great they are, and the
yeah,
podcast hosts talk about how great they are.
yeah.
But actually, a lot of them aren't that great when you scratch underneath the surface. But
No.
actually, your mum has gone about her life. She's clearly very talented, like you
Yeah.
say, she's singing, but she's used that gift to go and help other people and form a community, go and help older people with
Yeah, with the
music.
choir. Yeah.
She's inspired you and your sisters. She's, driven you here, there, and everywhere. She might as well
Yes.
move to Guildford. Like she must have. She would have saved. For the cost of the house. She would have saved loads on petrol.
Yeah.
But these are the people we should be celebrating, and these are the people that
Exactly.
don't usually get a platform. And then,
Yes.
ironically, they're the people that are like, "Oh no, no, no! I don't want to be named on here." And
There we go. There we
isn't there's
go.
some irony in that? But what's the biggest lesson that she's taught you? Do you think that you'd like others listening to this to think about?
The No Man is an Island, that one,
Yeah,
and the nurturing connections, and and also just to let people know that you appreciate them, like sending a thank you card after a dinner
yeah, that's
party.
lovely.
And I kind of from the lesson that she taught me, I want people listening to tot up everything their mother or primary caregiver has done for them and think about it and acknowledge it while they're alive and can hear you, or if they're not, just still think about it because hey, it's nice to give yourself some time to have some indulgent grief time sometimes. Um, and secondly, all the mothers out there at the moment, all my mum friends, this is can be very thankless, and you might be being spoken to like shit, being told you're embarrassing, or being woken up through the night because of colic, and it might feel like a really hard time, like you're wading through mud and you're in the trenches. But just know that what you're doing is important and you are a brilliant human. This is making you a brilliant human. And one day it will be appreciated.
Well, look,
All
I
right.
mean, she's listening. I know she's listening.
Yeah.
We
I'm
can't
trying to
name
think if there's
her.
anything more. She hitchhiked around Spain, age 19, got knocked over by a car, age 21 in Barcelona. Like, she's
Oh
done loads
God,
of stuff. Taught
yeah,
word processing. Like, she even did a wine tasting course, I think. So, like, she's done loads of stuff. Like, I could talk about it all. And I'm sorry I
yeah.
haven't, Mother. I hope I've done you justice. I hope I'm not going to be in trouble.
Oh, you have done her so much justice because obviously
Uh,
I don't know her, and
did you ever meet? You probably did meet her, maybe
I mean, mate,
picking up some
I
drama or
don't know,
something.
but like,
Yeah.
what I love about this is I do get to meet. And this is another thing, I get to meet these amazing people through
Yeah.
you,
Through hearing
and
about them.
it's just such a
Yeah.
joy. So,
Yeah.
look, to finish us off, this is always a really nice bit for me to listen to.
Mm.
What would you like to say to your mum, your brilliant human? Now you've got the chance.
Thank you. Thank you, Mother, for everything you've done. We do appreciate it. It was very thankless. I think in the 90s, my dad was working long hours, and I think she did have to hold the fort a lot whilst working and looking after three kids, three under three at one point. And we appreciate it. And it's very important what you've done. Don't be thinking that you're not a brilliant person. You do qualify as a brilliant person. And everyone tell your mothers they're brilliant. And mothers out there listening, you are brilliant.
Amazing. And yeah, and I want to say thank you to her as well because you are incredible and you've
Oh,
given me
kind.
so much joy even from afar. I mean, we don't get to speak as much as I would
Mm.
love, but just even from afar, and that's the great thing about social media is you
Yes, it
can stay
is.
connected and you
Yeah.
can if you use it in the right way. So I want to say
Yeah.
thank you to her. I'm definitely going to be remembering a lots of the things we've talked about in this episode
Great.
and carrying them forward. Um, and thank you as well as a mum, as a brilliant human. Just keep doing what you're doing because you're insanely amazing. So thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Is it two or one?
Thank you. It's funny you said keep doing what you're doing. That's what the GP said to me recently about my health. And Dave was livid because I don't look after my health and I eat loads of sugar. And he was like, what? Whereas he's been told he's got high cholesterol. He was like, keep doing what you're doing. So every time I'm eating a chocolate, he goes, keep doing what you're doing. He's really annoyed with my GP.
What a great GP.
I know.
I need that GP.
Oh, wine, keep doing what I'm doing. Sorry, mate. It's GP said, doctor's orders.
Well,
So I
look,
will.
thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. I will
And look,
keep doing
give a
what I'm
little
doing.
quick final, how can people listening to the podcast, your podcast, how can people do that?
Oh, it's called the Following Through podcast. It's available on all major platforms, Apple, Spotify, Podbean. You can find me on Instagram. I'm always up for more followers, so please find me and come to my gigs. I would love to meet you. And also the Following Through podcast has an Instagram as well called @FollowingThroughPod. We're actually always looking for more shit stories. So if you've got, if anyone's listening and they have a funny shit story, please get in touch with me, get in touch with @FollowingThroughPod, and we would love to feature it on the podcast.
There we go. What a wonderful way to finish. Well, thank you so much. I will follow through by sending you I've got one in my head, and if a couple of friends are listening, they know exactly who they are. So I'll have to send that to
Amazing.
you. But Siobhan, it's so good to see you. I love your energy. I
you.
love what you're doing. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for listening to the Brilliant Humans podcast. If you've got a brilliant human you'd like to celebrate, then email us at brillianthumanspodcast@gmail.com to find out how to share their story. Or if you've got someone you'd simply like to thank, why not tell them now? It might just make their day. And if you've enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to follow, like, or leave us a comment. It really helps more people discover these brilliant stories. See you next time.